Hi there, it's me again, Auntie, and I'm back into playing Death Stranding 2 on the beach. We're about to go with Sam to take an order to Heartman's lab so we can meet up with our old friend and see what he's up to. I have to chart the course to take it, and it it looks like it would be a fairly bumpy ride over land and going back through the survivalist territory. So I'm going to go take a route outside the network and go along what looks to be a lake. And that appears to me to be the easiest way to get there. And we'll see how it goes. Thanks for joining me. Let's get back to it and get to Hartman's lab.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
And just like the guy whose feet are
Snag it. stretch my legs. Gotcha. You're mine.
Today I walk into your eyes to reach your number 9. You're no longer afraid to die. Dreams by running in the woods, by burning in the woods. I remember seeing your face in the haze. Now it's crystal clear, the promise we made when we drowned in the sea. When I found your reflection in my life, don't you remember? The eyes of your future is looking the empty town. To tell, made me crystal clear of something I couldn't make sure of before. When I found your reflection in my night, when I found your reflection in my night. Even though I cannot see you,
So that's the place, huh?
trusting that your heart is here. Why did you miss me? Always look at the sun that rises, and the moon that rises in the evening. Whatever the time, I will be reflected in the sun and the moon. And in our next life, let us meet again.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds. Process your orders and requests. Thank you for your service. Proceeding to order confirmation. The condition of this cargo is above average. Your assistance is appreciated. Please use your qubit to initiate a network connection. Now displaying your current porter grade. Connection to chiral network established. Condition assessed as good. Thank you for your service.
Greetings, Sam. This is the President. Once again, you've done it. The northwestern part of the Australian continent has been successfully connected to the chiral network. As a result, the probability of a new plate gate manifesting on this continent has significantly increased. As for what comes next, I believe a drawbridge ally is stationed at this facility. By strengthening your bonds, I have no doubt you will be able to accomplish even greater feats. So don't let me keep you. Your friend is waiting inside.
Facility doors have been unlocked. Please use the entrance to proceed into the facility.
Order completed. Well done. Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Please proceed inside. Administering shock. Stand clear.
Upper Beach reference frame confirmed. UB coordinates are L 47.37, B plus 6.32.
Heartman?
You're looking well, Sam. Thank you for coming. Oh. It's been a while.
Ticker still holding up?
Thanks to this support unit, I can flatline anytime, anywhere, without worry. No need for beds and the like either. I can sleep standing up. Not bad, eh?
Still looking for him, huh?
I am. They're a large part of the reason I came to this place.
You okay?
I've been rather unkind to my heart. You might say I'm on the verge of heartbreak. Still, it's a small price to pay for mapping the beach. And now that my work here is complete, I can accompany you all on your journey. Oh, we undertook the beach mapping program to help determine the most efficient strategy for linking up Australia. While near death, I traversed the beach and provided location data to APAS, which it used to build a database. Oh, APAS was my partner in this, you see. I also collected water samples from the various beaches I visited, which I duly deposited in the form of my own tears. Apparently, the water somehow circulates between them and the world of the living. The samples were required to study the phenomenon.
Huh. This is the first I've heard of it. I didn't think this was your field.
Oh, it isn't. Far from it. I collected the samples for the benefit of a collaborator. In the process, I placed a greater strain on my heart. But it's nothing to worry about. Like it or not, they all wear out, sooner or later.
You sure you're okay? All good in there?
Is that all you're gonna take?
Yes. Everything I need is already stowed on the DHV Magellan. This here is my insurance. Well then, shall we go to the DHV Magellan?
Thank you, Kyle. Hey, man. This one's for you.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Ah, Sam. You're the last to arrive. But now we're all here. Let's get to it. Recently, I received a number of strange mails that were apparently sent to me by none other than myself. And Fragile has been receiving similar communications too. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I got a few about Lou's records.
It goes without saying, I did not, in fact, send them. It's all very distressing and gave me palpitations. An especially concerning mail reached me not long ago. Attached were some highly sensitive UCA documents on BBs and chiral communications technology, including classified records of the BBs who were sacrificed to build the foundation of the chiral network. These extraordinary children were the catalyst required for the network to route data through the beach. They served as a bridge between the beach and our world, hence the Bridge Baby moniker. They were originally intended for the sole purpose of sustaining the chiral network. I'd like to discuss the implications of these records in my possession, but before that, I can tell you how Bridge Babies were developed in more detail, if you wish. R&D commenced shortly after the Death Stranding was first observed. The inciting incident having occurred during the performance of a cesarean section to save the child of a brain-dead mother. But perhaps the rest should be explained by someone who remembers the period. If you're willing to indulge me.
I can't speak with any authority, but if you insist. When the obstetrician touched the fetus during the procedure, it's said they glimpsed the beach. Subsequent research revealed that the unborn children and still mothers possessed a special connection to the place. While communications utilizing the beach had been theorized, the framework was incomplete. These children proved to be the missing link. Afterwards, development of the chiral network began in earnest, or so I'm told.
Wait, I have a question.
By all means.
What about when I was put in Mexico on the grid? Or my work in Australia? Have I been condemning kids this whole time?
Worry not, Sam. The new Cupid model does not require a human catalyst. You can be assured of that.
Bridget was president when this all began, and she wouldn't permit women to be deliberately rendered brain-dead in order to produce BBs. But the Bridges researchers were not deterred, and they pressed on with their plan in spite of the president's misgivings. To secure test subjects, it seems Bridges smuggled pregnant women into the country from Mexico, among other places. Consequently, they were able to produce the BBs needed to make the chiral network a reality. And 4 years ago, the first Bridges expedition embarked on their journey. This is what I received from the sacrificial BBs. Including backups, a total of 10 units were prepped for integration, but only 9 were used to lay the foundations of the North American network. I attempted to ascertain the whereabouts of the 10th, to no avail. But as drawbridge, we should have a higher security clearance than me personally. Just to be prudent, would you mind running a search? As Deadman determined, there was another BB-28 that existed before Lou, which was decommissioned. Fragile later discovered that, 4 years ago, Lou was assigned BB-28 serial number, and for reasons unknown, placed into storage. Now, the first expedition also set off 4 years ago, and they could surely have made use of another functional BB unit, yet again, for reasons unknown, Lou remained in storage. So did they have other plans for Lou? Was Lou deemed unsuitable for sacrifice? Or was Lou excluded from the mission for some other reason?
Like what?
Cardiac arrest imminent. 30 seconds remaining.
Not finding anything here. All the official records claim BB-28 was decommissioned. That's it. There's also nothing to suggest a connection between the missing BB and Lou.
Still, we know for a fact that they played a part in the first BB experiments. So we have to ask the question, did Lou play one too?
3, 2, 1.
to portable chiral constructor. It's called a transponder. Once you've built 2 or more in separate locations, you'll be able to travel between them instantaneously by way of the beach. The forensic mapping of which made this breakthrough possible. Safe houses and large facilities such as distribution centers have already been outfitted with transponders. You should make the most of them.
Sam, this is Charlie. We have another assignment for you to attend to. Head to Heartman's lab and access the delivery terminal to pick up this main order.
Everything's okay. No way. All right.
Certain parallels can be drawn between Captain Ahab's pursuit and the Prometheus myth. Prometheus is a deity said to have stolen fire from the heavens in order to give it to humans. In essence, he bestowed upon them the power of the gods themselves. This power manifested as technology. Humans crafted tools, and with them brought nature to heal and built great civilizations. Perhaps the author intended to frame Ahab's pursuit of the white whale as one akin to mankind's struggle against the forces of nature. We ourselves are arguably living out our own Prometheus myth as we fight to overcome the Death Stranding. No, we definitely are. And we're not about to lose. On a dark night in May 1816, 3 men and 2 women found themselves confined to a villa on the shore of Lake Geneva. A catastrophic volcanic eruption had wrought havoc on the global climate, and a relentless rain hammered down outside. With little else to do, the occupants of the villa decided to compose ghost stories, and it was on this fateful night that a woman named Mary penned what would become Frankenstein. Mary, who was only 18 years of age, had already lived a tumultuous life. She was engaged in an affair with the poet Percy Bysshe Shelley at the time, whom she would later go on to marry. A dramatic retelling of these events was committed to film prior to the Death Stranding. Titled Mary Shelley, it stars Elle Fanning in the lead role. Now, where have I heard that name before? The Voyage of the Beagle, written, of course, by one Charles Darwin. Speaking of which, before the Death Stranding, there was a city in the northern part of Australia called Darwin, named as such after the Beagle made a brief stop there. Darwin was able to devote so much time and effort to his research of evolution because he enjoyed the support of the elite, specifically the Wedgwood family, pottery makers to the royal household. In fact, Darwin's maternal grandfather was the founder of Wedgwood. You can't get a better patron than that, now can you? I suppose if you think about it, Wedgwood was to Darwin as Charlie is to us. Was that tasty, Sam? Sam, been a while since you had a proper shower, wouldn't you say? Heartman's condition is cause for concern. There's no sugarcoating the tremendous strain he's putting on his body. His is undeniably one of the hardest 21-minute syndromes to live with. The regular disruption to his circulatory system and the flow of blood is damaging all of his organs. And let's not forget that the heart itself has a great many pain receptors. A part of me wishes I could swap places with him. Not that my body could ever serve as a suitable substitute for his.
So I think we're going to end this episode here. We'll continue on. I may do some other deliveries. I have some packages that I picked up along the way, so I might want to get rid of those, but I won't include that in the video just because those are places we've been to before and it's not part of the main story, which I think is at this point a bit more interesting to go into. I'll tell you that doing all the deliveries is a lot of fun if you're playing the game. I can't say that watching someone do that is going to be all that much fun because you lose some of the context of you doing it yourself. I'm also probably going to take some more materials to that mine. We just had like 80 or 40 resin that we needed to add to that to finish that up. I I probably won't do that on video, but I do have to say that even though I didn't have the sound on so you couldn't hear me, but when Sam was reading the books and stuff and Dollman was telling us what they said, the part where they were talking about Mary Shelley and Frankenstein and then mentioned Elle Fanning, I had to laugh out loud. I love it that Kojima likes to break the rule. I can't remember if it's called the fourth rail or whatever, but where he doesn't mind including some things, the current people that he's working with or talking directly to the player and pulling our leg a little bit in the game. I tend to think that he's as much trolling us constantly as he is telling his own story too. That some of it's very profound, but some of it's just funny. It's, and I think that's an appropriate way to play around with it in your head. I don't think he's meant to be taken too seriously, and yet I think some of the themes and the plots and that he includes are very serious, and then he likes to just troll us a lot. So I enjoy that. I really like it that he uses those moments to not be taken too seriously. And so I enjoy that. Anyway, I appreciate you watching the video, and if you find it's worth it, I'd like a like as much as everybody likes in the game and stuff. In a way, it's I'm just videoing these things because I want a record of the fun that I've had in playing the games, and I wanted to start videoing or recording some of the games that I enjoy the most. My favorite games. The Death Stranding games are some of my well, Death Stranding 1 has to be one of my favorite games of all time, and so Death Stranding 2 is becoming that too. I love Mass Effect. I love a whole lot of games, and in 40 plus years of gaming, that's going to happen. You're going to find you have a lot of games, and I'd be hard pressed to say which is my favorite. But I like the idea of recording the journeys I've taken in these games, because it just helps me to remember the moments. So if somebody else is watching these, if somebody else enjoys them, I appreciate that too. I'd like a like, but that's secondary to just playing them and enjoying them. So anyway, I hope you'll come back again, watch some more if you so choose. Take good care of yourselves and each other, and get to playing some games yourself too. And thanks again. Bye for now.